And good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. Hey, 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 it's Dr. Dwain Woode, y'all. And it's work time with Dr. Dwain Woode. We are in our Q4 session. Ah, yeah. It's been a interesting few days. Well, has it been a few days? Maybe 4 or 5 days since I saw you guys. If you were with me earlier, you saw me on our live show earlier today, earlier this evening, where we talked in our series. We're continuing our series on the war for your health. And here in this segment, I am in the process of establishing some routines. One of the routines I'm trying to establish is this idea of time blocking. So, blocking off some time where I do work and you get to look in, if you will. You get to join in. You get to spend some time doing some work of your own. So, if you've got some stuff that you've got to do, this is a perfect time to do that. And if you have been with us, you understand that we've been working on our series, and the series that we've been talking about is Q4 winning moves. Q4 winning moves. So behaviors to help you succeed in Q4. That's this quarter, this last quarter that we find ourselves in, right? So strategies for navigating the year-end sprint to success. That's what we've been talking about, and in particular tonight, I am using a ebook that I wrote, and it is called Seven Keys to Success. Seven Keys to Success. So the next several shows that we're going to be doing is taking chapters out of that book and using that as we continue our talk about Q4. So if you've not done so already, you can get over to my website. That's Dwain Woode MD. Dwain Woode MD. I'm going to pull that up here really quickly so that you can see that. If you've not downloaded your copy of it as yet, you can get over to the website, and right there, right, that's a free resource that you can sign up for, and then you can download it. It's a PDF. I am in the process of adding some of the things that we're going to be talking about to that book, and so you can get that. That's what we're going to be using as our workbook, if you will, for the next several shows that we do. 7 Keys to Success. Learn how successful people create the life that they want. And that's what we're going to be doing starting tonight. And in the process of doing that, y'all, we're talking about how are we going to be successful in the last quarter. We are 1 month into the quarter, right? So we're about to turn into November, y'all. Can you believe it? Right? 2 more months and the year is over with. The year is gone. So make sure, right? We want to make sure that we are positioning ourselves to be successful over the course of these last several months of this year, and setting ourselves up to be successful as we move into the new year, right? So that's what we're working on. That's what we're talking about. And, we're going to go through and do a little discussion, starting with the information in the book. And then we're going to spend some time doing some work. I got a couple of things that I've got to do. And as you know, this time that we're blocking off, things come up. And so you rearrange and you move from one thing to the other. And that's just the nature of our lives, right? That's the nature of what we do. But we still have to put the time in to get the things done that we need to get done if we're going to be successful. If we're going to be successful in this quarter. So once again, we're using our the 7 Keys to Success. That's the book that we're using. It's a book that I did over to the website, Dwain Woode MD, and you can download your copy, because that's what we're going to be using over the next several shows. Okay, so that's it right there. And so this is basically the outline of the book. These are the chapters that are there, and you'll see them listed. Embracing your fears, don't compare yourself to others, manage your time, celebrate your successes, be a lifelong learner, begin journaling, and find positive people. Find positive people. So those are the things that we're going to be doing. So let's just hop in and let's get started. Let's get started, okay? So 7 keys to success. 7 keys to success. Steps successful leaders use to create the life that they want. And so as we talk about what is fear? What is fear, right? So the first one is embracing your fear. So what is fear? So fear is a natural emotion. It comes in response, right? It comes in response to perceived threats. And it can manifest psychologically or in a physical manner, right? You can have a response. So it's a natural emotion. Let's start there. So fear, y'all, is a natural emotion. So when things happen, when we perceive that something is putting us in danger, then we respond to that, whether psychologically, right? So we develop different psychological ways of managing that, or physically, right? So we get the heart rate goes up. That's a physiologic response, right? As a physician, we see that people who have panic attacks, people who are in situations where they are there's something going on. The family member is sick. They've gotten some new information. They have a diagnosis. They have a disease process that has been just described to them. So their heart rate goes up. Sometimes their blood pressure will go up. They begin sweating. Sometimes they'll feel lightheaded or dizzy. They'll feel nauseated. So all those are physical responses. People can become depressed. Yeah, that's a psychological response, right? So all of these are responses that happen in response, or these are things that happen in response to this perceived threat. And so it's a natural emotion. Often people pretend that you should not have fear. Is that if you're brave, then you won't be afraid. And actually, that's not true, because bravery is doing something even in the presence of fear. One of the things that I try to teach my son is that just because you're afraid of something doesn't mean you don't have to do it, or doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. Okay? So one of the most common fears is the fear of speaking in public, right? So people have that fear. A fear of being in open spaces, a fear of being in closed spaces, fear of being around people, fear of heights, fear of water, right? So lots of different fears. And so we have physiologic, we have psychological responses to those as we see those things happen, because they are perceived threats. Okay? So that's where fear comes from. And so when we talk about fear, right, successful people use fear to motivate themselves, right? So here are a couple of people that you may know, right? So Nelson Mandela, Michael Jordan, Steve Jobs, Oprah Winfrey. These are all people that when we see them, we think of them as successful, and we think of, and we'll talk a little bit here more about their story, but we think of them as being successful. And do you know that every person that you know that's ever been successful has had some failures, and they've had some fears? That's right. They've had some failures and they've had some fears, right? So let's go through. So their story. So Nelson Mandela. So despite the fear of persecution, right? So remember Nelson Mandela in South Africa. Despite this fear of persecution and imprisonment, he remained committed, right, to the fight for equality. So despite the fact that all this stuff was going on, despite the fact that he was threatened, despite the fact that he was in prison for years and years and years, when he was released, he didn't go back and say, hey, yeah, I've done my part. Right? I've already given to the cause, as you say. But no, he came back and he's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right? And he continued his fight. He continued his work to renounce and to reconcile and become a symbol for peace and unity. Nelson Mandela, right? Using fear as a motivator. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players, one of the greatest athletes of all time. When he was asked, "What is your secret?" right? Michael said, "I missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I have been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over in my life, and that is why I succeed." Listen to that. Listen to that, y'all. He's not saying that I made everyone. He's not saying that I did everything. He's not saying that I was always where I needed to be. He didn't say that I always made the shot. What he said was, I've missed, I've lost, I've been trusted to make the shot. And many times I did not make the shot. And that is the secret, he said, to my success. That's amazing to me. Steve Jobs, in 1985, he was ousted. Boom, get out of here. From the very company that he started, right? So Apple, remember that? See, he went on and he did some other things, right? So next, the next machine, you guys remember that, right? Pixar, but eventually came back, and Apple right now is one of the most profitable, most technologically advanced companies in the world. Steve Jobs did not take the failure. He did not take the fear of failure as a place where he needed to stop. He said, no, I'm using this and let's go on. Okay? Oprah Winfrey. Oprah was fired, y'all. Wouldn't you love to have been the person who fired Oprah? Right? So she was fired from a job, right, as a television reporter because they said that, yeah, she's not fit for television. Right? And she found a different path. Notice that. She found a different path, and ultimately she changed the face of television forever with the Oprah Winfrey Show. One of the richest, most powerful women in the world, most powerful persons in the world, Oprah Winfrey. Lots of fear, but they embraced it. They embraced the fears. And so what are the goals, right? So what are the goals, and what are the things that we need to do if we're going to be successful, right? So successful individuals don't let fear paralyze them. They use it as a source of motivation, a catalyst for action. Instead of allowing fear to hold them back, they leverage it to propel themselves forward. So number one, they reflect. They take time to understand what they are truly afraid of. If you're going to be successful, if you're going to overcome, if we're going to be successful in Q4, in this quarter, right, we got to understand what it is that we fear. Sometimes we fear failure, right? We fear failure because we have attached the failure to our personhood. So that did not work out. So it's not, we don't say, oh, that thing didn't work out. That process that I used didn't work out. This procedure didn't work out. We take it as a personal affront that we are somehow deficient. But we have to understand what we're afraid of. Sometimes we fear success, right? If we're successful, we've got to change. If we're going to be successful, we've got to do some things differently. And we are not ready to make that change. We're not ready to be different. We're holding on to some stuff, right? But in Q4, we can't do that. If we're going to be successful, we got to shake those things off. But we got to understand, number one, what we are afraid of. Number two, we've got to visualize. If you cannot visualize it, then you can't achieve it. Let me say that again. Other people may not see your vision. Other people, they may not understand the gizmo that you're describing. They may not understand the process that you want to put in place. They may not understand the rules. They may not understand the laws. They may not understand the math. They may not understand the language. They may not understand the program. But you've got to visualize it. You've got to be able to see it. And you've got to visualize your fears. And you've got to acknowledge that the fears are real, y'all. Sometimes we pretend, oh, that doesn't exist. That's not. No, it's a real thing. Sometimes it's just so tangible. But we pretend that that's not there. Right? So visualize fears. Acknowledge them as tangible entities, the things that we've got to confront. Just like you're seeing the vision, the fear is there, y'all. It's there. Set goals. These goals, when you set goals, they become the guiding light. They become the roadmap that help you navigate through fears and uncertainties. Because if you don't have a goal, if you don't have clear goals, SMART goals, S-M-A-R-T, right? We did a show on that last week or week before. Go back and watch that. If you don't have goals, then everything that you do has the potential to derail you. Every time you run into a difficulty, every time you run into a roadblock, every time you run into a bump, a hump, if you don't have goals. And you got to have goals because those are the things that are going to guide you. They're going to guide you on the process. And then you got to take risks. Oh, wait. What do you mean? Got to take risks. So instead of avoiding risk altogether, successful people take calculated risks. They understand the potential for both success and for failure. I said to my son just the other day, right? There was a situation that happened that we tried to arrange something. It didn't quite work out. We weren't here. Okay, and he went on his own, and spoke to one of the individuals involved, and came up with a plan. And when we got back, right? So we were out of town. He was staying with some friends. And, we were on the phone talking with him. And when I got back, I sat him down. I said, man, I'm so proud of you. And he said, why? I said, I'm proud that even though we weren't here to tell you what to do or direct you, you took it on your own. You took the initiative and you went and you figured out what to do. Right? Because after all, that's what we want, right? So things are not always going to work out. And that's what I told him. I said, things are not always going to work out. Even when you do the right thing, even when you have a plan, even when you are putting things in place, they are not always going to work out. But the important thing is not necessarily that it always works out, but that you have a plan, that you work the plan. And if the plan doesn't work, you pivot, you're resilient, you bounce back, you're flexible. But you got to take risks, because if you don't take risks, then you don't grow, you don't expand. Growth happens at the line where certainty meets uncertainty. Let me say that again. The growth happens at the line, at the border, when those two things, certainty and uncertainty, intersect. Everybody thinks that growth happens once you've moved past uncertainty into, you're right, and you're out there and you're doing stuff. No, the biggest growth happens when you make the decision that I'm stepping across the line. I know everything on this side. I know where I am. I'm certain. I'm comfortable here. But the growth happens when you've decided, okay, I'm not sure what's over there, but I know I'm going over there because I need to grow. Growth happens at the intersection between the two. And you've got to take risks. So successful people take risks. And successful people learn, right? They see failures not as dead ends, but as a stepping stone. Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Growth and improvement happens with every setback. Michael Jordan, all the shots that he takes, all the shots that he took, every time he took a shot, he was saying, okay, I've got to do it a little different. And have you noticed, and Michael Jordan, a great athlete, but athletes in general, right? They're practicing and they're using the form. They're using the form so that, have you ever watched a basketball player, a really good basketball player? when they come down, right? Right? Where they bring the ball down. Whatever the point guard, shooting guard. And they and they're bringing the ball down and they're going down low, right? And somebody hits them and their body becomes distorted, right? So somebody bumped into them or whatever. And they keep the form as they shoot the ball because they've practiced. They know where the goal is. And so when they shoot the ball, they shoot it and they try to keep that same form. And that's why they're on their way down to the ground, to the floor. Somebody's hit them. They're hurt. And they shoot the ball and the ball still goes in the goal. Why? Because they've practiced. They've learned how to twist their arm, how to keep the form, how to right bend at the elbow, that 90 degree. They learn. They see every opportunity as a stepping stone. And if we're going to be successful in Q4, we got to do that as well. Okay? So the path to success is through fear. In the pursuit of success, it's crucial to recognize that fear is an inevitable companion. It's always there. It's going to be there. There's always the risk of failure. There's always the risk of exposure. Anytime you're doing anything great, there are going to be people around who are going to naysay. There are going to be people around who are not going to support. There are going to be people around who are going to be jealous. There are going to be people around who are going to talk. Whatever it is, they are around, and it's important to understand that it is there. And instead of trying to suppress it, instead of trying to suppress the fear, understanding that it is a physical thing, it is something that can cause physical and emotional issues. And successful individuals embrace the fear. They understand that fear is not a weakness. Let me say that. So fear is not a weakness, y'all. Right? Fear is not a weakness. But it is a potent source of motivation. Have you ever seen, sometimes somebody tells you, you can't do such and such? What do? You're like, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I remember someone telling me years ago that I couldn't get into a program. And you know what? When I left that office, I decided that day that I was getting in that program. And I worked tirelessly to get in. I got in, right? So sometimes that fear, it just like that, it is a potent motivator. Yeah. So in that path, in the pursuit of happiness, we got to acknowledge that fear. We got to acknowledge the fears. We got to set clear goals. We got to take calculated risks, learn from failures, and turn fear into a powerful ally on the journey to success. Yep. That's y'all. And so here's a little exercise. Here's an exercise, right? And I'm going to put this in the show notes. All right, you can go back and you can watch it, but I'm going to copy this into show notes as well. So fear journaling. Find a quiet and comfortable place to sit with a notebook or a journal. Begin listing 3 of your most significant fears. These can be related to your career, personal life, or any other area, right? Since we're in Q4, make it pertinent, right? We're going to need to do a show on the wheel of life. For each fear, write down the following. What specific fear or anxiety does this represent? How has this fear held you back or affected your decisions in the past? Imagine a scenario where you've overcome the fear. What does it feel like? What does it look like? What is it? Right. Make it tangible. Describe it in detail. What's life like? What would the benefit and positive outcome what would be the benefit and positive outcome of conquering the fear? What if you were able to overcome it? Reflect, right, on this exercise and consider how embracing and using these fears as motivation can lead to personal and professional growth. And then set specific, actionable goals to address the fears and turn them into sources of motivation. And create a plan for tracking each fear. That's the exercise. That's the exercise, y'all. All right. Yeah. So that's it. That's our thought for today. Right? So we're talking, and once again, we're using the ebook that I've written, 7 Keys to Success. And you can get to, well, let's see. You can, that's a blank one. You can get to our website, to my website, Dwain Woode MD. I'm going to go ahead and pull that back up. Dwain Woode MD. And you can download that there. Okay? You download that there. One other thing, since we're here, the course that we just launched this about 3 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago, actually now. And the early bird special is over. The early bird special was over. It was $99. But the course itself is still out there, right? You can still get in on the course, Unmasking the Sweet Truth About Sugar. This is a perfect opportunity to begin learning information that's going to help in your health. As we move into the new year, as we get through Q4, people are wanting to take charge of their health. They want to take charge of their disease process. They got chronic disease. They've got some inflammatory processes. They don't want to develop some diseases. This is a perfect course to get you started. $150, and it is still out there. You can sign up for that on the website. All right. So now we're going to do some work, and we're going to go ahead and mute and show you the behind the scenes shot, which is this guy right here. And then I'll come back and we'll talk a little bit before we head on out. So, okay, so I've got some work to do. I'm going to work on that right now, and then I'll be back. Okay, so hang out there, and let's see if I can get some music. All right, some people like our Caribbean music, so let's go ahead and let's try some of that right now.
Take a real close look now. Soon you'll realize you don't know what's coming down. I got you hypnotized. Take a real close look now. I'm going to show you how. I'm about to get down. So keep it up right now. So keep it up. So keep it up with me. I need to move. I need to feel the beat. Don't be a fool. You wanna hang with me. Life isn't easy. You gotta roll the dice. You wanna change. Join the paradise. So bring it on if you wanna hang with me. Right? You know I know we kick it like no one else. We kick it like no one
about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be, life with no distractions. We'll get away, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free. about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free. Be free.
All right, all right. So be free, y'all. So right now I am working. I'm looking up some stuff on the CDC website. I'm gonna pull that over so you guys can see. I'm looking up some information on chronic disease. We've been talking about that on my show, the war for your health, and so I'm just looking some things up there about chronic disease and getting some statistics from them. Also, the World Health Organization has some very good information that I was just looking up. So, anyway, so that's what I'm working on. I'm working on my blog for this coming Friday. Actually, I need to do one last week. We didn't get that one out, so I'm going to go through that one, and then we're going to get one out for this week. So I'm working on both of those. So anyway, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna play some more music, and just work for a little bit longer, and then I'll come back. We'll close out, and then you will be on your way. Hopefully, you're out there and you are doing some work. If you're there, go ahead and hit me up, say hello, give me a thumbs up. If you've not been to my website yet, go make sure, or my YouTube channel, make sure you get over there. Some interesting things are happening over on the YouTube channel, so I'm excited about that. In fact, let's see. Let me get rid of this lower third right there. You'll see there that we are right under 3,000 subscribers, y'all. That's right under 3,000 subscribers. I think we've got maybe another 90 or so to go. So if you've not already done so, go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and send this, share this with your family, with your friends. Let them know that we're growing the community, we're growing the channel. Lots of fun things are going on. You know, we've got our War for Your Health that we're doing during my lives that I do every Monday at 7 Central. Also, I am doing this show, right, which is my time blocking, the time that I set aside to do some work, to talk to you, do some teaching. You can come by, we can chat. We've got we've got on the website my course that we launched. Yay, excited about that always, right? The Unmasking the sweet truth about sugar. The sweet truth about sugar. That's on the website. You can get out there. You can see that as well. We're in this space now doing the 7 keys to success. So you can download that free resource that's out there. And then pay attention, keep an eye out for all the other things that we do. I'm going to go ahead and show you this view because over on this monitor, you'll see what's scrolling through there. That is all of the shorts that we do on almost a daily basis. There are some days that we don't, but for the most part, we're putting shorts out that are emphasizing the things that we're talking about, the things that I'm talking about on the channel. So you want to make sure that you get there and you watch those as well. And then, you know, always, if you see me out and about in the social media space, go ahead and say hello, right? Dwain Woode MD. You can pretty much go to any of the social media platforms, and that is our handle. That's my name, Dwain Woode MD. DWAIN WOODEMD. That's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, of course, here on YouTube, and then also Dwain Woode MD or dwood at dwainwoodemd.com, info at dwainwoodemd, coach at dwainwoodemd.com. Any of those places you can reach us, and then of course on the website if you want to drop us a note there as well. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I am building the community. I'm very excited about what's happening in this space, and so excited that many of you have come through and that you've been here to help me grow. You know, we're getting into this Q4. We're finishing up this Q4 these next couple of months, and we're hitting the ground running, y'all, in the year 2024. So just excited for that. And once again, keep an eye out, keep an ear out for things that will happen on the website here on the show. You'll get earlier today, you know, the course that I launched, course that I launched earlier a few weeks ago, Unmasking the Sweet Truth About Sugar. The early bird special ended on Saturday, and during the show today, it went up from $99 to $150, and I lowered that price during the show. So if you signed up during the show, you got that lower price. The price is back up now to the $150, but it is an amazing opportunity for you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life. Once again, as we get into Q4. Okay, so enough of that. Let's go ahead. We're gonna play some music, and then we'll come back here in just a little while.
about to leave. Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we don't know. About to see the world in action, what we can be. Life with no distractions, we'll get away. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free with me. Let's go, let's be free with me. Be free. Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche. We're on the run. This is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make it somehow. We can't miss out. I'm done living life with the lights out. Die with my own doubts. Be free.
All right, all right. Okay, so be free, y'all. Ooh, yes, yes. Okay, so, as we continue our trek into Q4, we're coming to the end of this month, right? So a third of this quarter is gone. A third of the quarter is gone. And sometimes it seems as though time is just slipping away. And for many of us, Q4 is a time when sometimes we look back over the year with some regret. But I want you to know that it doesn't have to be full of regret. We still have 2 months left, 2 months plus some days that we can work on being successful. I keep going through the list. Health. You're sitting out there, and this year you planned that you were going to get healthier. You were going to lose weight. You're going to control your blood sugars. You're going to control your blood pressure. You're going to get better handle of your cholesterol. You're going to begin eating a healthier diet. You were going to exercise, wake up in the morning and spend some quality time in your daily routine, getting ready for the day. You were going to work on your depression. You're going to get some help for your depression. You're going to talk to a counselor. And you haven't done that. You were going to make some financial headway in savings, right? You've got those credit cards, those bills that you were going to pay off. You're going to get an extra job. You were going to do some part-time work so that you can get some extra money, so that you can make some headway in those bills. You were going to save get an emergency fund, a small emergency fund, a large emergency fund. Start paying off some of those debts. Go back and listen to the show that we did last week on financial health during this last quarter. You have a business. And I mean, we can go through so many different businesses. You're a realtor and you were going to show more homes. You're going to go out. You're going to join the Chamber of Commerce. You're going to talk to people so that they know what you do. You're going to do some networking. You're going to write the book, right? You said a page a day or 5 pages a day or so many words a day. You were going to work on the relationship that's broken. Spend some time with that significant other. Spend some time with the children. And that has not happened. And so you're looking back and you say, hey, you know, it's over, it's done. It is not, I'm telling you. You still got 2 months. And if you hit the ground running these next 2 months, we're setting ourselves up as well to be successful in the next year. Because the things that we do this quarter, the things that we do now, are things that are going to help us as we move further and further into the future. Here on this channel, we're doing all of that. So come on back tomorrow night as we continue our trek continue our trek in this Q4 winning moves. Q4 winning moves is what we're talking about. And let me go ahead and pop that up here. Q4 winning moves, and we are talking about steps that we can do, things that we can do to be successful in Q4, right? Steps we can do to be successful in Q4. And you guys see me looking down. I'm looking for my slide, looking for my little graphic, and for some reason it is not coming up. So we're gonna do something, right? Okay, so let's see. Let's start with this one. There we go. Yeah. So Q4 winning moves, right? Behaviors to help succeed in Q4. Strategies for navigating the year-end sprint to success. That's what we've been talking about, and in particular, as we move into this week, what we're doing is we're spending some time talking about the 7 steps to. So 7 keys to success, right? 7 keys to success. And we've spent some time tonight going through the list of, embracing fears. That's what we've been talking about tonight. How do we embracing fears? And this is based on the ebook that I've written, 7 Keys to Success, right? Successful leaders use to create the life that they want. Yeah. Anyway, I thank you for being here. Continue working. So tomorrow night we're going to be working again. Come on out, spend some time with me, get some information about Q4 and all the things that we're doing, and spend some time working. So bring your work. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology. Here on the channel, I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health, take charge of your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. I'll see you tomorrow night.